So previously, I had kind of talked about my philosophy on interviews, kind of looking for attitude over not necessarily trumping skill, but making sure that skill wasn't the only thing that I was evaluating. And then I got asked the question, well, what about all the resumes that you received that cross your desk? How are you walking through some sort of process to figure out who to actually interview and who not to? There's a couple of things that I do, and I've looked at thousands of resumes, and in the company we've hired hundreds of people, right? And I don't anticipate that stopping. I think for me the big sea change is sort of teaching HR and the managers and directors here sort of my process and my thought process, and letting them take bits and pieces from it. But I would tell you this. If you're building a resume, and I think any recruiter would tell you this, I think any HR person that you talk to in a meaningful way would tell you this, I think maybe any advisor that you would have in college would talk to you about this. Your resume is not a document that you send out. The job description that is put out that you are responding to is the thing you tailor your resume around, and that gets lost because that requires effort. You can't just take your resume and send it to 5 different industry types and expect the hiring manager to understand how great you are. You have to respond directly to what they're asking for. And in the way that you tailor your job experience and your work experience and your professional experience, what I'm generally looking for is, do you have some semblance? You don't have to have done the thing that in the future you're going to be doing for my company. I don't believe. I think you have to have the ability to problem solve and show the value that you brought and the solution set that you introduced to wherever it is that you are coming from. Because in reality, I only know the problems that I think I have, or the job description that I wrote, right? It's supposed to meet my expectations of my current environment. But what I'm really looking for in a resume is, do you have the ability to make what I'm looking for better, to make my company better? To make the department that you're walking into better. And so really I'm looking for the value that you brought to the organization, not the activity count, right? Or maybe your manager or your boss probably taught you stuff, and that's great. But did you build something? Is it yours? And then on the resume, you can tell by the words that you use and the way that it's described. I feel like I can tell whether or not you actually built something or whether or not you executed something that somebody built for you. And for me, if you were to be the person where I thought you had built something, then when I interview you, I'm going to ask you what you built, and I'm going to ask you why you built it, and I'm going to ask you how you built it. And when you actually were the one who built it, your answers are very detailed. Your passion it comes across the table. And when you were the one that was executing somebody else's vision, then you're going to talk about the results that you produced instead of the value. And so when I'm looking at resumes, right, did you take the time when you submitted yourself and your professional acumen to my company? Did you take the time to tailor that resume to what I was actually looking for? Or did you just take your resume and put it up on monster.com and hopefully I found it? So again, I've interviewed lots of people. Hopefully, some of this resonates with you, but I think if you're looking for the job or you're looking for that career move, make sure that it's intentional, and make sure that the resume that you're filling out and you're sending to, that hiring manager or potentially your future boss, make sure that they know that you're intentionally applying for that job because it's the job that you want, not just because it's a job that's available. So comments, feedback, questions, I'd love to hear from you. You can comment below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.